My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. At the top of this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the state of the series. So if you're uninterested entirely in that, skip ahead about 5 minutes. You'll probably get straight to the gameplay. We're just going to be doing Ascension 20 on the silent, blank, no modifiers, no custom mode. All right, for those of you still around, I have 5 minutes to talk to you. What up? You're my true friends. How's it going? Having a good day? All right, so I'm going to stop wasting time and mincing words. Let's go immediately into the state of the series. I want to do some custom challenge runs, but the problem exists that I can't really set those for myself. As the person who would be designing the challenge run and playing the challenge run, I have split priorities, right? I want to make something difficult and exciting as a designer, but I also want to make something easy and something that I can play and kind of break my way through pretty fairly as the player. So I'm soliciting any sorts of suggestions for custom runs that you'd like to see. I will say there is a little bit that I would like to say about the custom runs that you should submit. So you can use any of the modifiers that exist in custom mode, any ascension, any character, all that kind of jazz, fine. Seeds, probably not, just because I don't want someone to give me a seed that's like, oh, play this seed. This seed is the first space you find Iron Branch. First space, you find Dead Branch. Second space, you find Corruption. Congratulations, you've won the game, right? So they'll all be done on randomized seeds. You can use any combination at all of these modifiers that you think would make an interesting run. I'll be going through the comment section looking for the most interesting ones and then trying to play through them. I will note, be very, very, very clear about what is and what is not allowed in the run. I don't want to be accused of breaking the spirit of the challenge because I try and find a novel way to avoid one of the downsides that has been provided to me in the challenge. Be incredibly explicit, because I will follow what you have written to the letter. And that's it. All right, let's go into the game. Oh man, that only took 2 minutes. So now it's going to be what? Oh my god, there's an ant crawling on my wall. What the? We've had a really weird ant infestation. I think it's just that the place a couple houses down the road has been having some work done. So I think its foundations have been torn up, and I think it's just agitated all of the ants in the area. Frustratingly for me. So I can snipe out one elite with the enemies in X3 combats have 1 HP. Not a huge fan of the fact that, you know, this is gone like this. Still take it. Yeah, not a huge fan of the fact that we're now in a position where we don't have a opening treasure or anything of that ilk. So quick slash literally just for damage. I intend to go for 2 elites this floor. Deadly poison. I mean, if you're offered it that early, you kinda gotta, right? It's one of the strongest builds for the character. Second deadly poison. I'm really glad I took the first one. Oh, this is something I'm not super keen about, though. Piercing Whale is great. Okay, so 7 and 6 is enough to kill this spike slime. I'll double strike here. Alright, and now I'm just left with the ones that deal the least damage on the board. Great. This could have been absolutely nightmarish. Also, it is rude as hell. This is, what, the 5th floor? This combat is evil for the 5th floor. That is... I'm not super sure that one's balanced. Appears way too early. Thankfully, we didn't take 18 damage on the first turn because we had the potion. Accuracy. Flechette is a great way to deal damage when I'm going to be picking up the amount of skills that I intend to pick up. Let's upgrade Flechette. I upgrade Flechette over the Neutralize here because this might be Gremlin Knob, and if it is, like, Flechette's... If this is, Flechette hedges my bets against drawing bad hands. Alright, never mind. Yeah, I have to wake the enemy up this turn. It's too much damage to avoid doing it. Woo! Not a bad turn, though. Howdy, y'all who skipped 5 minutes, because this is exactly 5 minutes now. Yeah, you missed a little bit of the run. You can skip back about 3 minutes. My apologies. I gave it a little bit of a guesstimate on my side. By Lagavulin. And hello to Ninja Scroll at the start of combat. Add 3 shivs into your opening hand. Alright, fine. Don't want anything that increases the size of my opening hand anymore. And the rest of these are garbage for the build that we're currently trying to do. Upgrade Deadly Poison, then Neutralize. Whetstone and Pump Up upgrade to random attacks. Didn't hit Neutralize. Saddened by it, but not surprised. Ugh, this is a little bit annoying though. Alright. 1, 2, 3. More than happy to go for all of those. Block Potion for the next turn is really good. We've actually been making real good use of potions this run so far. I know I've only had one, but still. Real good use, right? Getting that Deadly Poison out there is incredibly impactful for us. Great. The front layer is now dead. Really? So I get over defensive this turn, under defensive last turn? Neat. Wait, hang on. What's the opposite of that? Oh, god damn it. Again? That's an awful series of draws that just cost me 20 HP. That was all defense? Now I'm not going to be able to defend myself enough this turn. This is tragic. This run did not deserve those things having happened. Lantern started combat with an additional energy as well as well-laid plans. Is great when you have poison. I'm just going to hold defense. I've already got all my offense out on the field. Good first turn for that. Don't need to retain a cards. Alright. No. Again, I'll skip. Da-da-da is fine. I'll skip. I have to lose the gold here. Otherwise, I definitely die to the slime boss. Regal Pillar, whenever you rest, heal an additional 15 HP. Oh, godsend. Thank you. Thank you. Poison builds getting past the slime boss are a little, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. It's a good opening turn, though. $13. Hang on. You're about to purge this turn. Damn it. I shouldn't have hit. Fine. Oh, I skipped a strike. What? I miscounted my energy. That's a big old rookie mistake right there. Thankfully, I have a bunch of HP. Just got to retain damage because I haven't got weakness on me yet. Yep. Keep survivor. I need to thin down the amount of enemies on the board. Single most important thing I'm capable of doing right now. I have to get those slimes out as well. Come on, draw Flechette, please. Only one attack, please. Nope. Everyone's attacking, we're dead. Yeah. That's awful. 10 less HP, 9. Funnily enough, I don't know if actually using that extra strike at the right time would have saved me. Because they would have had 9 less HP, right? It was an unupgraded strike against vulnerability on a target, right? So 9 less HP. Which means that the spike slimes at the very end would have both had 1. And it's not like I was splitting attacks. It's just I didn't have any attacks. So both of those normal slimes still would have been on the field with a hand that only had 1 attack. 2 attacks thereafter? Yeah, 2 attacks thereafter. And then I had 6 HP against an 18 incoming, and I would have only been able to play 2 blocks of 6 apiece. Yeah. I still would have died. But that doesn't mean what I did was correct. was a bad, dumb misplay. I love removing cards. Might be my favorite thing. If I could have a deck that was just no cards at all in Nilari's Codex. I know that can be done as well. Lose all gold means that there's no way in heck I'm going to go to that first shop. What am I going to do there? Laugh? Not a huge fan of both of them attacking on the first turn, but oh well. Acid Slime can't do that at same attack again. Can I not get my most defensive cards on the turns where the enemy is not attacking? Like, consistently. Kind of haunting. My Acid Slime and hello to Block Potion, Noxious Fumes. Look, if it's offered in the first space, what am I supposed to do? Take it. That wasn't a rhetorical question. It's what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to take it. Well, it wasn't a rhetorical question. It was not rhetorical, but it was a question that I was effectively just asking myself exclusively. Yeah, I don't need to use Block Potion. 4 HP isn't worth it. So we get to upgrade Noxious Fumes here. Ooh, no. Unless I get a bunch of defensive cards up this way, there's no way I'm going up the 4 elite path with a Noxious Fumes exclusively as my damage. So I'd need like defense, and Bane. Like a big defend card, and a Bane. Or Catalyst. None of those. Good opening hand right there, though. Especially because now I know that Survivor's up here. Actually, it was a bad opening hand. It was over-flooded with attacks to the point that the next hand had nothing that it could do. Yikes. This turn's going to be a bit rough. 1 damage off of being able to kill here. I'm using the Strength Potion. I'm not taking 6 damage this turn. Snack oil. Hey, Bane! Alright, hang on. No heal there. Peace Pipe. You can now remove cards from your deck of rest sides. Okay. Well, now we go up this line just because it has the most upgrades. So that's what? Cut, Strike, Cut, Defend. Unfortunately, the first things have to be Smith Noxious Fumes, Smith Bane. Great opening turn there. Noxious Fumes is the most important thing we can generate on turn 1. Fine, I'll just send his Bane. I'm gonna save 9 damage with that block. Very hopeful I draw back into Bane to kill that sent. Oh my god, damn it. Most of my defense just went by. We're going to have a really tough time against the next attack unless we can kill this sentry. So we need a Bane draw. That's not going to do it. And no, I'm not using Snack Oil. I become confused, draw 3 cards. Becoming confused and drawing 3 cards in a deck that has mostly 1 and 0 cost cards? Not a great idea. Weirdly. Especially considering I'm still going to be in this fight for a while against the other targets, and I don't want to end up in a position where, oh, I can't do anything against the other targets because I just drew a bunch of 3 costs. Oh well. This is effectively used only in last-ditch scenarios. It's really bad, and it's very rare. It's the worst of both worlds. On the 16th top, you have no card. When you have no cards in hand, during your turn, draw a card. We're doing a 0-cost build. I'm not taking any of that. Can we do a 0? We might not be able to, but I'm trying. Dreamcatcher when you resting out of cards to your deck. I'll take that, but I'm not going to be resting. I'm going to remove the second strike before another defend. Just because I'm sick of not drawing the defense. And we already have pretty decent ways to deal damage. Noxious Fumes. Leg Sweep is a great pickup for us. It's bad for the Unceasing Top, but it's great for everything else. Slaver. Okay, sweet. Goodbye. And hello to Leg Sweep. No. Tried to call it, didn't work. All that attack does give us a little bit of AoE, which can be pretty important. But again, I'm going to try and lean into the Unceasing Top. Well, here's where the AoE would have mattered. This is unfortunate. That Gremlin Wizard is almost certainly going to get hit off. Especially because it just got defended there. I need to find weakness this turn. I hate how much HP the Gremlin Wizard has. It makes life really terrifying. Yeah, the incoming damage is 27 this turn. It's nuts. And the Fat Gremlin has made me frail. Fine. Sneckerwally looking for defense. Couldn't find any. Oh, you're just going to do it again? We lose now. Balanced. Obviously, yes, it would have been nice to have AoE hit or something like that. The ones that I was specifically turning down. But Peace Pipe and Unceasing Top were my first two relics. I had to try. I was born to try, in fact. I didn't think that was going to work in Ascension 20, but worth giving it a shot. Hello, video game. Would you like to hand me a free elite, please? Possibility exists. Alright. Slime's down. Fumes on turn 1 again, I guess. Take max HP as you hit. Deadly Poison's a great supplement. We can also take Dash, actually. Nice way to gain a large amount of block really early in the game. Caltrops does a bunch of damage, and I think because we have the Dash, we can afford to take it. Noxious Fumes is the first upgrade, then Deadly Poison, then Caltrop. Noxious Fumes is when we wake the enemy up. Beautiful. Wait a second! Lagavulin already dies. Huh? Stone Calendar at the end of turn 7 deal 52 damage to all enemies. That and the Noxious Fumes are obviously pushing us in an ultra defensive position. Specifically, the kind that might benefit from a footwork. Well, I mean, almost everything benefits from a footwork, but still. I can take money here and then go to the shop in a couple spaces time. I kind of want to, right? Because I do want to go for that elite, so I'll take the money. Also, I don't want to end up with the bad face that just makes my life real hard. All these smooth stones, so I just come with one text. Neat. All right, now we're just looking for defending stuff. This deck is already really good. Not against this elite, though. Probably save my thorns for the final boss. Ouch. Please stop doing the giant hit. Like, please. I'm asking quite nicely. Thank you. Alright. That is the worst combat we could have. Juzu Bracelet, normal enemy cannons, and no longer encountered question mark rooms, as well as Crippling Cloud and Backflip. Both of those are great options. Backflip probably just for the defense, though. Crippling Cloud is incredible, but it is too good to pass down. Pass up, rather. I need Backflip, though. It's really important. One down. And one more down. Lovely. I don't think I need another deadly poison in the deck right now. Dilutes out my defense. All these Moonstone is such a great relic here for us. Like, all of these relics have been almost, like, perfectly curated for us. I'm so appreciative. That'll have to do, I guess. Didn't want to take all that damage if I could avoid it. Turns out I could. Deflect. Yes. Upgrade footworks. And go into the boss. This boss has this. Yeah, they can do nothing to us, frankly. I have to play that just in case. What awful hands. Defend, 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 weaken, defend. Just saying. We shouldn't have any trouble in this fight. The fact that we are having trouble is a problem. It goes down. I'm gonna pop the Liquid Thorns that I had hoped I wouldn't have to. You have to be kidding me. Defend, 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 defend. Defend, defend, defend. All not defends. And we lose. Say what you want about my play. You cannot argue I have not been drawing awfully this episode. You just can't. I have experienced the highs of RNG and card draw, and I have experienced the extreme lows. I recognize it when I experience the highs. It's only fair that I recognize it when I experience the lows. I'm not just being negative. Bullet time build around. Let's give it a go. So bullet time build around, just like find expensive cards, put them in my deck. Thin down the deck until bullet time and the expensive cards are the most impactful things. Play them out. Great when it's in your opening hand. It's a good thing it was as well, otherwise that would have been an awful turn. Some more examples. I'll take all that attack. It's nice to have a really early AoE. Upgrade a card. Bullet time doesn't need to be upgraded right now. I have nothing that can draw into it. I'm going to upgrade the all-out attack just because AoE has kind of stomped us a couple of times here, and I'm not particularly interested in allowing that to happen again. Okay. Good, all that attack right there. Second is probably too much. I'll take Quick Slash. Now we're a little heavy on damage and a little light on safety, which is a pretty big concern. Very saddened to have lost that last run. It happens, but oh, it was looking so good. I have no good reason yet to take Cloak and Dagger. I will, though. Uh-huh. I was really hoping I was going to draw into all-out attack. I don't know why I tried to do that. I'm still tilted from the last run, to be entirely honest. Save myself 10 HP by just killing this target. I even took the AoE exclusively to invalidate this combat. And yeah, I really do not like this combat. I even upgraded it. Never mind. I'm gonna take backstab here and fear. Sweet. Let's go for the cloak and dagger upgrade. Log of Orlan's going to be a pretty rough fight for us, but we probably do want to open it on turn 1. Just because we've managed to draw a really aggressive hand, and I don't want to end up in a position where all of my draws are garbage, effectively. Quick Slash has to be played. Next hand... next hand's pretty garbage. It's garbage based off the fact that Bullet Time could be played here, or it could not be played here, and it wouldn't matter either way. Makes no difference. In terms of whether or not it countered my opponent's turn, yeah, it was fine. Pendant, 10th attack you play deals double damage, as well as infinite blades. Now I have sub-theming in the deck of... We have a sub-theming in the deck now of Shivs. Bottled Lightning upon pickup chooses skills. Started combo with that in the opening hand. Sure, let's put Cloak and Dagger in the opening hand, I guess. Hit this shop looking for not that. I'll take the boot. 1 extra damage per Shiv right now, frankly. $28. I can never deal enough to each individual target, right? Unless I happen to draw all out attack, but that's a 1 in 12. I shouldn't be planning around that, and it's a mistake that I ever tried to. So you can have 20 HP left, and then I can hit you with backstab. Actually, surely whatever I want to do, because it's unblocked attack damage, I open with a Shiv on the target that I'm trying to kill. And then that's another 5. Okay, that worked out really well. That's fine. So one of the things that is good about Shivs in this deck is that... That'll kill him. Oh, no, can't do more than 5-3. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry. One of the things that is good about Shivs in this deck is I can use them to set up other attacks because I have a lot of Shivs and they're... Ooh, nice. They're pretty good at being very cheap attacks that I can just throw out whenever I want them. Awful attack ordering there. Obviously should have been backstab. Who's hit by the pen nib. And we lose. Defend. Defend. You see why we lose, right? So backstab hit instead. We actually still wouldn't have lived, even if backstab had been hit by the pen nib. We dealt 4 extra damage rather than 11 extra damage, so the enemy would have had 7 extra HP. Game, could you please offer me some early defense? Just like, you keep offering me things that are good with defense and no defense. You've offered, like, it's fine to have dex, but unless you have defense. Like, in retrospect, obviously, I would have changed the Crippling Cloud for backflip, but backflip is common, Crippling Cloud is uncommon, Crippling Cloud is far better next floor. It seems important to take it first and kind of hope that you find the dodge and roll or backflip or deflect, which I ended up finding later. Enemies in the next 3 combats, and we'll try this path. Savvy? That fight could have actually been real cruel. Alright. Hopefully we don't have another combat in any of the next spaces. Not down with any of those. Remove a card. That worked out pretty well. Alright, so this hits an upgrade on Deadly Poison. Then I can go Shop, Elite, Elite, Rest after. Nope. That could have been a good shop for us if we had enough money. Happy Flower, every 3 turns gain an energy. Dagger Spray as the same thing I mentioned before. Need a first AoE card. Oddly Smooth Stone. Neat. Deadly Poison does nothing for us here, but we do have Dagger Spray at the very least. I'd love to Deadly Poison right now, but I also don't want to take damage. I don't want to take that damage more than I want Deadly Poison. Awful. I should have lethal on the backliner next turn. Really? You... The only way that we didn't have lethal on the backliner is if 2 strikes were on the bottom of the deck. I set up on the extra minion because I didn't want to end up in a position... Game! Why don't you like me today, game? What did I do? 1 HP away from being able to kill that with the strikes. I'll give it 1 more shot after this, because this runner's dead, let's be real. So, I'll give it 1 more shot after this, but... Should have been an extra defend. I'm getting tilted, and it's not gonna get... The trajectory does not increase from here, let me say that. Uh-huh. Alright, Silent. Let's see what you got. Daily's gonna be next episode. That is, so for anyone who is submitting a suggestion for a custom run, those will be kind of evaluated over the course of the next 2 days, and then as I start back on Ironclad, I'll be doing the first one. Yes. Crippling Cloud, yay! Sure. Upgrades are really important here. Crippling Cloud needs to be hit. Specifically, the ability to weaken everyone is great. Backflip, great pickup for us right there. Caltrops gets the next one. I'll take that only because I know that this is a free minion. Bag of Marbles at the start of combat, apply 1, and I'll take Escape Plan. I'm probably not going to take out any more. Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. I can take on 1 more Elite because it's guaranteed not to be... Hang on. Let's see what we get here. Actually, I'm not going to go for... there is no way not to go for Elites here, of course. So I can't take anything here because I have to go for an Elite right now. That's awful. At the very least, Crippling Card has my back. Real shame to miss out on playing Caltrops, but more important, I keep myself alive. A lot of defense in my next turn. If that escape plan hits a skill, we're in a good position. Or just all the defense. Neat. Now that is a good draw. I'm more than happy to admit it when there are good draws. That is when there are. If there are. Alright. Frontline is only 3 damage from dead. Lovely. Again, wasn't able to play Caltrops there. Survivor's good next set. Okay. Caltrops would have been so good. I just didn't want to take the damage. I'm so glad that we drew through all of those days while the sentry wasn't doing anything there. That, another example of a good draw. Didn't draw a bunch of stuff that I couldn't use when I couldn't use it. And again, got all of my defense on that turn, but now I have my lethal on this turn. Fine draws. Juicer Bracelet, normal enemy encounters and no longer encountered in question mark rooms, as well as none of those. I definitely can't go for the extra elite. If it's Gremlin Knob, we die. Lagavulin would be a little marginal. Gremlin Knob would kill us, though. This sets both of them up to die to Crippling Cloud next turn, should we get it. And we do. Attack Potion as well as Blur. I'll take it exclusively just because we're light on defense, so I think I need to value defense much more highly. Ow. I'm keeping the attack potion to try and split the Guardian on turn 2 if I can. Because that could be a real rough time for us. Uh-huh. Leg sweep. Giant insta-pick right there. And here I have to rest. As much as I want to upgrade that leg sweep, the possibility... Like, this deck is not initially aggressive enough. Like, it does have damage, but it doesn't have enough damage to put the Guardian down in turn 2 or before turn 2. Leg sweep to weaken the enemy for next turn. Blur would have carried block over, but leg sweep carries the weakness over. Damn. Turns out I would have had the weakness anyway. Oh well. Better safe than sorry. It's fine to debuff me here. This is good. I take 2 damage. Enemy goes down on the ground and they still haven't even got their mode shift up yet, so I can just hit them with Reckless Abandon if I want to. That said, I'm probably just going to go for these 2 because I can't actually deal any damage right now. There we go. Now that's more like it. Keeping the enemy permanently weakened, I'm effectively just waiting until they stand back up. As they currently are. Blow wouldn't have done anything because they're not attacking next turn. And just waiting for them to do multi-hits like that. Works perfectly for me. This giant hit, not so much appreciated. Put you down on the ground then. Dash is a great, great pickup there. I'll just dash blow. Sorry, not dash blow, leg sweep blow. Peace. Glad to have got an extra block for this turn. And great. Goodbye, Guardian. Hey, we actually left the first floor. It only took us 40 minutes to do so, but we managed. Yay. 1,000 cuts is damage for this deck after image is defense. I think we actually need damage more than we need defense right now, especially AoE. We need the extra energy. We've got 2 cost, 2 cost, 2 cost, draw. The deck is heavily defensive, so I mostly am just going to play those and then just keep defending. So it's really important that before I fight anything of consequence or impact, not going to play 1,000 cuts here. Let's see what we can get. Guess we'll just weaken the backliner, and then if those two, not going to keep any block here. 11 on the front line, and then 8 on the back line. I was going to guess 7. Yeah, so 8 apiece here. Neither of them is guaranteed to attack this turn. That said, I kind of still have to treat it as though they are, just in case. Because they have a larger attack if they do attack that turn. Oh, great. Well, I'm only going to be able to take down the maximum of 1 of them, possibly, so... Oh! In fact, I get none of them. Beautiful. Thanks for taking all my money! Goodbye! Take... none of that. Hey, yeah, 1,000 cuts need to be upgraded before we went into any significant fight, is what I was trying to say before. Take some money back. Alright. More than happy to rest here. I mean, we gave up a bunch of HP in order to get a bunch of advantages there. I don't think I can actually take an elite right now. Ideally, we do put more poison in this deck. Or are we using 1,000 cuts? What are we actually doing with this deck right now? We're taking well-laid plans regardless. I think we're going into 1,000 cuts. Oh, God. Really? Alright. Unfortunately, their attacks are not super deterministic, so I can't really tell you what they're doing. Would if I could, but... You just made me vulnerable. Oh, that hurts. 50-50. But that's mostly skills, so actually it's backflip first, then escape plan. That had a better chance for us, so I stand by it, despite the fact that it didn't work. This is the kind of reason that we can't fight elites right now. Tori, whenever you receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to... reduce it to 1. Sorry. Thinking about the boot. Always thinking about that boot. This enemy could be doing 21 damage on the first turn, but typically they'll be doing a 7x2. It's the 21. Thankfully, we reduce it with Tori. Really important I weaken this enemy here. I want to get Caltrops out, but I also don't want to take a bunch of damage. Thank you again, Tori, for being the only reason we're still kind of competitive right now. Don't make me frail again, please. good. Pretty hard to get through to this enemy. But occasionally you can build up the right turn to do so. Right. There we go. Really got through there. Keep that backflip. See, now this is a good combat. Goodbye, Shelled Parasite, and hello to Piercing Whale. A good defensive card. You know exactly what I've just realized, don't you? We don't win this run. We don't win this floor. We don't have a good enough scaling effect to get through the final combat on this floor. Alright. So the enemy just did Enfeebling Spores, which means for the next turn, they're going to be going 8x3, 8x3, 8x3. Sorry, 8x3, 8x3, Enfeebling Spores. 8x3, 8x3, Enfeebling Spores. Right? So Piercing Whale saves me entirely against 6x3 at the moment. Which allows me to play Crippling Cloud alongside it. Thanks for trying. Alright, never mind. This fight looked like it could be absolutely hellish, but it wasn't. We just don't have fast enough damage to take out the chumps that are going to exist in the final fight this floor. We have to take something like Dagger Spray to try and get some AoE. Dreamcatcher whenever you rest add a card to your deck. Okay, we might rest just to add a card to our deck here. I thought this Designer and Spire could only be on the final floor. Wild. Yeah, totally fine with that upgrade. I'm going to rest here looking for a card to help us. Bane and Footwork, both actually incredible. I'll take Footwork. If we can defend enough, I don't know, maybe there is something we can do. Enemy's not attacking on turn 1, they're summoning. See? Alright, so yours is like 18 this turn and 7, but 5, and 15, 14 maybe. 5, 15. 1,000 Cuts has to go out. Piercing Whale probably as well, because the Collector is most likely attacking this turn. So if they're all attacking on the same turn, Piercing Whale's a great card. I'm actually going to use the Energy Potion and then do all of these. Yeah, because damage is still coming in. That's really good. Okay, that took out all of the chumps for us. Unfortunately, since poison obviously isn't going to keep increasing on the Collector. Oh, you went for the giant debuff. That's really rough. Alright, so they're probably going for a giant hit this turn. Unfortunately... Should have played an extra defend just for 2 damage. Unfortunately, without being able to blur that turn, I'm a little scared. But without poison that increases over time, we're in a really bad position against the Collector. Dagger Spray is really weak. Still more important I keep defense, though. Give that giant hit. This is almost certainly going to be the Collector summoning again, by the way. No, went for a giant hit. That's one of the good things about Runic Dome, right? Because this is a deck that is very, very defensive. Even when I'm wrong, I was still going to be defending anyway. Enemy is definitely... You can't do the giant hit 3 turns in a row, so the enemy is definitely summoning this turn, which means I do those. And save the leg sweep. Told you. That blur is so incredibly good here. Absolutely fundamental. Dagger Spray is probably going to result in me ending up taking damage here, but I think it's ultimately a good idea still. Yeah, only took one though. Backline can be attacking, but they're not doing more than 36 this turn. This is almost certainly going to be the debuff. It's not guaranteed though. Beautiful. Very long fight, but thankfully we had enough defense to get us through it. They could still be doing a giant attack this turn. But I'm so close to lethal. Play 9 more cards and I win the game. Or just target the backliner. Burst is really good. So Burst plays 3 cards. Burst, the skill and the skill. Burst is incredible with Crippling Cloud, Leg Sweep, and Blur. And Piercing Wail. It's Burst. For that same reason, we can't take Velvet Choker, right? It has to be the Philosopher's Stone. Extra energy is really good here as well still. We need more copies of Backflip. There's an elite free path, and I have to walk down it. Too many elites this floor can just straight up murder me. Yeah, I handled a lot of that badly. The enemy is either attacking for 11 and putting a burn in my discard pile and draw pile, or 16. If they're doing it for 16, I just block with the Torii, right? Oh, it was 12. Right, sorry, they have the strength up. They had the single strength up from Philosopher's Stone. That's what I was underestimating there. I do want to blur this turn. Yeah. Please stop putting burns in my draw and discard pile. We're not particularly resilient to that. I'm going to keep the burst in hand. Good idea, because burst defend this turn is essential. Damn it, took 10. I was considering going with the Swift Potion. Considering what I ended up actually drawing out of the Swift Potion, we'll take Acrobatics here for the draw. Considering what I ended up drawing out of the Swift Potion, I'm very glad that I didn't. Alright, we do need to focus on this Exploder. It has a couple turns alive and I don't want to take its 30. Go for Swift Potion here. Excellent. And we're in it to win it now. Beautiful. Single Noxious Fumes would be incredible, but yeah, I'm not going to complain. We actually got off the first floor, and not only the first floor, but the second floor. Didn't think that was going to happen. Some well kills. Go to skill pot. Happy to lose that Dagger Spray. It did everything it needed to do. Unfortunately, I don't know who's attacking this turn, but I'll have more information based on who bellows this turn, so I think well, I would hold Piercing Wail, but I can't hold Piercing Wail, can I? No, I can't. Attacking? Attacking? Oh, beautiful. Okay, it all works out in the end. Let's burst Crippling Cloud. Oof, that's awful. Tones to giant attacks, please. Bellow. Attack. Bellow. Good. Whew. That's exactly what I'd hoped for. All I needed to do there was not draw a 2-cost card, and we were going to be fine. Turns out we didn't draw a 2-cost card, and we were fine. Very few relics in this run, I'll say that. Leg sweep again. Great pickup. Great pickup. Definitely gonna burst blur. Most of these enemies aren't gonna attack. The only problem is these repulsors are gonna dilute my entire deck. No need to Crippling Cloud that turn. It's extremely unlikely enough of them are attacking to get through. Yeah. Beautiful. One of the repulsors down, and we get to draw an extra card. Ooh, acrobatics. That's going to help us get through a couple of these. And hold the leg sweep. All right, we good. Another backflip, please. That is to say, that's what I'm hoping to get. You can see why I don't like the repulsors trashing my deck, right? You're even putting 2 more in, so my next hand is going to be 3 days something else. But thankfully the backflips are there to bail me out of having an awful hand. Excellent. First boss, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 powers in our deck. We can get away without playing Well-Laid Plans, although it is good for the consistency of defending. We can get away without playing Caltrops in that fight. We can't get away without playing 1000 Cuts or Footwork. Footwork is so integral to our defense and 1000 Cuts to our offense. We need to find another way to offend, ideally. Bouncing Flask could be it. Bouncing Flask is very expensive, but... Burst is too much better. In this deck, at this point in time, Burst is too much better. For pretty much exactly the reasons that you just saw on the screen. They're weak and not all of them are guaranteed to be attacking this turn. And those that do, we're going to have difficulty with Tori. Okay, I think we're fine. Ow. Ow. Yep, we're good. Goodbye, y'all. Whew. No, those, thank you. This could be a problem. Throw that this turn just so I can get the Caltrops out. Crippling Cloud here. Again, ouch. Thank you. That's the kind of turn we were looking for. Thankfully, the enemy is now incredibly weakened. Let's maintain this. Blur has got us this block for the extra couple turns. Burst Blur is so incredibly important to us right now. All right. Burst Acrobatics, looking for the right cards. Alright, we're fine. Whew. Again, could have been a much scarier fight. Regen Pot, great pickup there. Poison Stab. No. Just no. Oh, it's Singing Bolt. When ending cards to your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. Wild. I don't... Do I want to rest? I don't want to rest here. I want to get the other burst upgraded. I also want Well-Laid Plans upgraded before I fight the final boss if I can. If and I can have that happen. I'd like to have that happen. Missing out on footworks is pretty brutal there, but I couldn't have been guaranteed that they weren't all attacking on the first turn. However, I can be guaranteed they're definitely all attacking this turn. Hell yeah. Would love to keep that Crippling Cloud. Ow. Ow. Nice. At least they're not all gonna do a bunch of damage this turn. Oh, you all gonna bellow? That's the absolute worst thing they could have done. One down. Let's hope that I don't die. 21 apiece. We exactly defended. Says something. I'm not sure what, though. Ah, there we go. Goodbye, enemies. And hello. Block Potion. Good pickup. Skip the Elite, obviously. Upgrade to full HP. Curse of Doubt. If I can't remove that in the next space, I end up with a Curse in my entire deck. I don't care about the Curse of Doubt for weakening us, but I care about the Curse of Doubt diluting my draws. I can fight a boss from Act 1 pretty easily. Especially Hexaghost. My gosh. Not the wrong card. Not the right cards we were thrown there, by the way. Exactly what I should have kept, in fact. HP is 28. 28 divided by 12 is 2 point whatever. Floor that, 2. Plus 1, 3. Second turn, they're doing 3 by 6. 25% weakness on that is 2 by 6. They're doing 12 damage this turn. Was it entirely necessary that I do that? Not really. Should have struck there, obviously. 3 apiece? What? Yeah. Philosopher's Stone. Always forget about the Philosopher's Stone. I'm very likely to actually leave Piercing Wail in hand until the enemy gets to their Inflame turn. It'd look a lot like this. I'm also going to try and draw so that I always have blur, just so I can barricade effectively. And unfortunately here I have to hold burst in hand. We'll get back to the piercing wail in time, but this is so that I can try and burst blur. Extremely important. Hold the other burst. Good. Like I made the right choice here. I don't actually need piercing wail next turn because we'll still have full block. That'll do though. Goodbye, Hex goes to low. Mango at the start of your upon pickup, raise your max HP by 14. Take the max HP there. Paper Crane. We're enemies with weak deal 40% less damage rather than 25% less. Envenom is some damage, but I have 1, 2, 3 attacks in the entire deck, so not that much at all. Rough fight. 1,000 cuts being here this early is really good for us. So is well-laid plans. So is burst escape plan. Okay, we're getting some good AoE out here for that. The exploders are both very likely to be attacking here on turn 1, so piercing wail. Alright. Neat! See what I mean about I'll tell you if it's relevant. Don't need to play anything else that turn. Rather have the burst. Blur, blur. Hey, got the blur. Beautiful. Oh, happy days. Hold on to the Crippling Cloud, and that's lethal next turn. All right, so we get to fight the bosses at the end of the run at the very least. Whew! Never thought this day would come. Absolutely have to rest here. Second Crippling Cloud, ridiculous. Great. Extremely good for this combat. Well-laid plans has to be played here. That's about it, though. So I'll burst, leg sweep the back line. Start setting up to take out some of those targets and maintain the burst here. I do want a piercing wail later, but... Damn it. Yeah, we need 1,000 cuts or the Crippling Clouds. Those are the only ways we deal with those cultists, and we've got neither of them early. Well, none of the 3, frankly, because there is an extra in there, right? Footwork, Piercing Wail. The Awakened one is very likely to be doing a multi-attack this turn. Hence the Piercing Wail. That's the multi-attack. Very glad I Piercing Wailed that turn. 1,000 cuts has to be played or I lose. The Paper Crane is the most important thing here. Yikes. I hate that I'm about to get rid of these Crippling Clouds, but I need the defense. I'm also going to weaken another target because these are now dealing a significant amount of damage by themselves. Ouch. The fact that enemies are weakened for 40% less damage rather than 25% less damage is ridiculously impactful here. That's why that was a straight up insta-pick, and it will always be an insta-pick in that position. It's actually pretty important I keep the burst so that I can blur effectively. Really? Skill, 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 power. Skill, 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 attack. I drew 2 attacks. That was going to be 12 block for me. That's tragic. I suspect I'm about to take damage this turn, but I don't think I can block potion yet. Great. I am so glad that I didn't block potion there, but really thought I was going to be taking that hit. Hold on to a backflip. Gonna take a long time to kill this enemy. Caltrops is gonna be nice eventually. Okay, we have enough draw that we should be able to keep up our block constantly now. Burst blur. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we built a barricade deck. Yikes. Well, finally the game gave me things to work with. I can say that much at the very least. Neutralize, of course. Very pleased to have it. I am honestly just looking to try and get back to the next blow as quickly as possible, so... I'll hold it. Yeah, I'll hold burst. Neat. The only way we win is if the enemy can never deal damage to us because of circumstance. The absolute only way we win this combat. Ridiculously over-defending and occasionally dealing damage. The problem is that against Time Eater, this is going to be far less viable, naturally. And against Time Eater, this is going to be far less valuable. And against Donu and Deca, we don't have the time to spare to do this. So I think we're actually about to get through the first boss and die to the second. I can't guarantee it, of course. But I suspect that's what's about to happen. Caltrops is going to be much more valuable in those combats, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yikes. Unfortunately, because the deck is now completely empty, we have 17 cards to get through, possibly, until we get to the right one. Yep, we got the blur. Beautiful. Whew. I've just got to make sure that I always draw absolutely as many cards as I can each turn, basically. All right. Beautiful. Let's take the survivor. Burst double blur, then backflip, so that the blur has another chance to appear in my hands, because it's new shuffle. Hold the blur. That's not going to be this turn. Burst, blur. It's a backflip to try and get back to the blur. Woo! Alright, looks like it's all going to work out now. Lovely. And here I was worried for some reason. Oh, enemy's no longer weakened, by the way, but I do have a ridiculous amount of blocks. It's not a problem. Yeah. Look, it's gonna take ages to do, but we do win this fight, is effectively just what's going on. And probably lose the one immediately thereafter. But we'll win this one. Seven turns worth of barricading here. That'll have to do at the moment then. Ugh, void. Really would have rather not had that. Somehow dodged having that. Somehow, like, created a condition where that was not a thing that I was going to encounter. God, if there was only a better word for that. Shame that there definitely isn't. Whew. At least the, whatever fight follows this is going to be a lot quicker than this one. Not in a good way, but in a way. To be sure. Alright, fine, let's burst a burst. I've been avoiding doing it this whole time because my memory is that that's a bad thing to do. Burst, burst. Yeah, I just end up with a burst blade. Burst, burst. Oh, no! Okay, you have to do it with your first one. Okay. Yeah, okay. Apparently you have to do it on your first one. Wild. Well, if we get burst burst in hand, we'll keep trying to take advantage of that then. Awakened one's still around. Wild. I would have happily taken another copy of Caltrops. Or 1,000 Cuts. Or a Noxious Fumes. The enemy is healing 15 a turn. We need to be dealing more than that, and we aren't doing that all of the time. It's wild. Retain the acrobatics. There we go. Let's go through. Just double up on blur. That's always the correct option there. And I don't want to shuffle the void back into my deck, so I'm not going to be keeping any cards here. What a slog of a fight. The most annoying thing about this fight right now is that I know that after this fight I lose. So I'm not fighting to win at this point. I'm just fighting to kill the Awakened one so that I don't feel bad about the progress of the episode, frankly. Probably should have kept the draw card there, but we do have a ridiculous amount of defense. But Rhapsody, why not take the poison stab? Alright. I didn't think I was going to get this far. I thought that a poison stab was going to be a bad influence on the deck, ideally, overall. But the fact that we've proven that we could have fit another card in this deck means that, yeah, I probably should have taken the poison stab in the previous location. Well spotted. Come on, Awakened one. Couldn't you do, like, multi-attacks? Take 20 damage? You know, live a little. I'm happy to get this kill at the very least. Hey, look, multi-attack. Worked out well. For me. I mean, worked out well for me. Alright, keeping the burst around. We are running low on blurs, so I do have to re-up if I can. Beautiful. 1 HP left, back up to 16, and I will collect my win, thank you. And that's the end of the run. My name is Rhapsody. What do you mean you don't believe me? I'm gonna Piercing Wail this turn. I'm assuming they're going for the multi-attack. Because if they are, then that was awesome. They are! Hell yeah! That was a really good turn. As it turns out. 1,000 cuts. Caltrops. Defend. Enemy is almost certainly going for damage this turn, so... Damn it! That's awful. Yep. Timid cuts me off there. I'm vulnerable. Ow. 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 Okay. Okay, so I can only play 4 cards next turn. Which is entirely fine. Time Eater is probably the easier of the two for me to kill. It's just the Time Eater does scale up as well. And our cards have low impact. So the Time Eater is going to scale up a lot. That is to say, every time I play 12 cards, the Time Eater not only ends my turn, but also gains 2 strength. Ow. 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 Let's defend. Yeah, and we do get cut off there. That's really unfortunate. I had to make sure that it was the Time Eater was going to do that. But yeah, it cuts us off halfway through our turn. I've actually gotten halfway through this boss so far. I'm not... I think it is theoretically possible we do okay. Discard both of them happily. Take as much defense as I can. Enemy's purging this turn. So this is all about setup. Burst, acrobatics. I'm just trying to get to... Blur, there we go. So now I can burst, blur. And the defend, and then throw out a neutralize. Hang on. So we don't have the poison on the target anymore, which was dealing a large amount of our damage for us, but... I don't know, maybe. Keep the enemy weak, especially important there. Reduction of draw is really rough. Definitely double that. And then keep this blur for... the burst for blur, rather. Second copy of blur would have actually definitely won here. I have to burst escape plan looking for more draw. Found it. Hold the burst. We might actually be able to do this. I'm as bewildered by this as you are, by the way. If you are as bewildered by this as I am, then we're equally bewildered. What a truism, Ryan. What a truism. Don't need to continue past that point. Also, I should be taking the upgraded defend over the survivor. I keep doing that incorrectly. That's my bad. I do want to get those slimes out of the deck. Guess this is the time that I get them out of the deck. I can't take all of them. I need to be able to play 4 cards next turn because I haven't got the blur anymore, so enemy is suddenly really terrifying. Mm-hmm. Ow. Yikes. Ugh. Oh, thank heck. Whew. And we're back in it. Okay. Rough stuff. Ow. And we're dead. Exact damage as well. Ugh. I didn't want to play the leg sweep that turn because if I played the leg sweep, I wasn't going to be able to meet 12 cards that turn. And if I didn't meet 12 cards that turn, then I was only going to be able to play 1 card next turn. And that just wasn't going to be enough to defend me. That got surprisingly close considering the Runic Dome and, you know, having almost no offense in the entire deck. I'm actually pretty pleased with that. After the trials and tribulations at the start, I'll consider that a tepid success. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.